So supposedly 16,000 years ago, humans came over a land bridge into Alaska, and today we're gonna simulate that. So as far as world laws go, things are pretty standard. I do have the 100 people modifier turned on though, and I have magic rights turned off. Just because I want humans to expand a lot quicker, and this map is just absolutely humongous. And then and because this is supposed to be like real life, I think I don't really want necromancy to happen. All right, so we'll go ahead and start up here, and let me pull up my auto clicker. I think I'm gonna spawn a few groups of 25 just so we hopefully get like some different human traits. Maybe they'll all come together to form one empire, and maybe they won't. I'm curious to see. So I think we got 2 different empires. I don't know if we're gonna get any more. Seems like everyone's kind of joined up with one of these 2. We got Wettin and Larguanark. Wettin is definitely the better of the 2 with 68. Larguanark has 12. But you know what? Food's scarce. Maybe having a smaller population will actually work out a little bit better. And do we actually get... No, I guess it's all just one subspecies. But I think they can break off, can't they? Or like evolve. Oh, they're starting off with bad genes. That's not good for our first humans. Advanced hippocampus. They do have permafrost adaptation, so they can adapt to that. I think I'm actually gonna get rid of this bad gene perk just because I don't know if I want humans to all have bad genes. That's terrible. Yeah, I'm curious how long everyone has before they starve to death. I think everyone's okay right now, but there's like no food in this biome. All I'm seeing in their storage is like a few pieces of wood and a pine cone. Okay, Larguanark, we gotta make things happen. Are they already building a dock? That's crazy. Okay, maybe, who knows? Maybe Larguanark, I hate having to say that every time, but maybe they're gonna be okay. I mean, you know, they already like got boats. It's only, I mean, what would this be, like 1400 BC? That's pretty good for for that long ago. They've collected 1 pine cone. This guy's just sleeping over here, and their king is just doing God knows what in the forest over here. All right, year 10, we got Wettin up to 100 populations, so they're gonna have to expand soon, and Larguanark is up to 20, still doing okay. Let's take a look at what their resources are looking like these days. Oh, they did expand into a new village. They've managed to collect more pine cones. Apparently they can eat those. It says it gives them health, mana, stamina, nutrition, and happiness. I cannot talk today, but apparently they can eat them. I'm actually gonna look that up because I'm really curious about that. Okay, apparently you can eat pine cones, but only like the like baby ones, like ones that are still green. So that's interesting. So yeah, Wettin is expanding southward, and Larguanark actually figured out how to build fishing boats. So I can see that they already have some fish in their resources. So I think they're actually better off than Wettin as far as food goes. Wettin is still just eating pine cones and whatever else they can find. Okay, year 20, Wettin's up to 147, Larguanark up to 53, and then Larguanark just started developing their military too. Or I guess both of them have militaries. Wettin's king is literally just called Me Child, and he just has nothing going for him. This guy's name is Bogo, and Bogo is apparently one of Narduark's, why am I forgetting what their name is? Larguanark's, like, first soldiers here. Okay, they're starting to develop weapons. We got a bow here, and the new colony is actually doing pretty well. They were able to construct a dock down here, so Wettin actually does have fishing boats. So they actually have like a real source of food. Meanwhile, the king of Larguanark is still just being an absolute gooner. I swear he's just been in like this lusty whatever thing for like this entire game. What is he doing now? Is he gooning? Man is gooning right now in the middle of the resource pile. I really think that Larguanark just needs to elect someone else. Year 30, both empires are kind of moving different directions. Larguanark is committing to kind of moving up north. They just built a new colony, Zefert, whereas Wettin is moving south. So we'll see. They have a long way to go to actually get to Central America. But hopefully, I mean, with the 100 people modifier, hopefully their populations are just going to go up really quick and they'll be able to get there soon-ish, because I do want them to get out of this winter biome. I mean, we do have a boat down here making quite a big journey. I guess they could sail there technically. Yeah, I'm really curious to see where this guy's going. He's like almost reached California. I'm really curious where this man is going. It would be cool if he just like dropped some guys off. Sir, this is so funny. Just casually sailing all the way around the entirety of the Americas. Year 50, we're in winter now, which doesn't really mean anything for all these people in Canada. And oh, I think we're getting our first religion here. Yeah, this is where things start to get fun. So the first religion of the world is Itobira, which none of these rites even really matter. It's not gonna do anything. But so far, you know, this religion isn't too bad. There's no single people. That's good. Everyone's got someone. There are some homeless, but they're not unhappy. Everyone's apparently happy in this religion, so good for them. I'm surprised that both these kings have lasted so long. I guess like these empires really are not doing too bad. Oh, he's just lustful. That's his thing. That's why he's like this. That makes a lot of sense. Then our boy Bogo has upgraded. He's got a hammer now, which is cool. He's ambitious. Dude, imagine if Bogo became king next. He's like 67, so I don't know if he'll actually last that long, but does he have like a son or something? Oh, he's got a wife called Highwind that is also in the military. Then he's got a son named Boga, which I think he's also in the military. He's got a spear and a daughter that apparently joined the other kingdom. Traitor. But let's give this maniac a star. Maybe he doesn't have the ambitious perk, but maybe he'll end up being king. I don't know. Maybe he'll end up like fulfilling his father's dream. Okay, year 75, we're back into spring, so the snows start to melt. Well, I mean, not in this area, but for the rest of the world, it is starting to melt. We got Largunark up to 383, Wetten up to 408. Unfortunately, Bogo just died a few years ago, but Boga is still going strong, I think. He's 46 years old. I don't think he has kids yet. And then Meroik has like 6 children. Of course he does. The absolute madman. And it looks like several of them inherited the lustful perk. There's only 2 that didn't. So his legacy is just gonna get carried on, I guess. Then Mechild actually does have 6 children as well. And he also has a son that's a traitor, a dirty traitor. He is 91. I don't think he's gonna last too much longer, if he even lasts that long. We also got some new religions. Itobira is a new one, and it seems fine. There's only one unhappy person in it, so. Oh, this is hilarious. We got a religion called Sad, but their slogan is just joy is everywhere. It's a fairly successful religion. Not too many hungry people. Do they worship? Okay, nobody worships a deity. I don't think any of these really worship deities. It's probably just more of like a general thing. No deities. Why don't they worship me? Year 100. Oh, what just happened down there? Unfortunately, like all of our favorite people passed away. Boga's gone. Bogo's son. Highwind's gone. So unfortunately, I kind of lost track of that whole family line because I didn't favorite any of their kids. So I'm not really sure what family they're part of. Mechild also passed away. So Wetten has a new king named Wilhelm, who is a long liver. So he's gonna long live, and he's paranoid, he's ugly, he's content though, which is a good thing with these 2 traits. And wise, golden tooth, and I did favorite their family line, so we'll actually make a point to follow them. Meroik is still around though. I favorited his son Gaga, who I think is is very much like his father, and he's got 3 kids. So yeah, these families are starting to get pretty big. Ko is one of them. Oh, and he's got kids too. Dang. We might as well just give a star to one of these kids. Let's favorite Nab. So we have what, like 4 generations of family in this whole thing? Yeah, things are starting to get fairly complicated. But Largunark is almost up to 500. They've actually like almost caught up with Wetten. They're still expanding eastward. Meanwhile, Wetten is kind of expanding more south. I wonder if this is that same boat we saw earlier, just casually traveling all the way around America just for fun. But we have a couple Wetten ships that are kind of getting curious down here in the south. I keep seeing them kind of go down to Hawaii, and I've seen a couple go over to like California area. So yeah, I really hope that they do just kind of skip over this area and go down to California or something. Oh dang, Gaga just died. Dang, that stinks. That means Meroik actually outlived him. Yeah, how has this guy just lived so long? Oh, Meroik just died after 100 years. Wilhelm also, does that say he died as well? Dang, R.I.P. Okay, we just got a couple rebellions. We got Karada Realm, which unfortunately is probably not gonna last too long. They did like manage to take 20 army with them, but their population is so much lower than Larguinarch that I don't really see them surviving this. Yeah, Larduar's army's coming in. They're down to 30 population. I don't think they have like any army left. And this soldier just randomly decided to take a nap. Okay, that war is over, but we did get this new kingdom, Saba dynasty, which Larguinarch decided not to go against. We just have to hope that they don't just get blocked in here by these two like giant empires. Oh, their king is like a literal child named Robo. They are a genius though, so they got that going for them. And then I want to see who the new king of Wettin is. Long liver, that's nice. Yeah, he's already 100 years old. I don't think he's gonna last too much longer. Strong, wise, golden tooth. Yeah, he doesn't seem so bad. Let's maybe favorite one of his kids though, just, oh my God. I'm curious, I wonder if this kingdom is a monarchy. It doesn't look like it. Okay, I swear you can favorite families. How do I do that? You'd think it would be in this tab. Okay, here we go. Family, Ulstan. I guess we didn't favor them, but we'll have to see. I don't know if they're actually a monarchy, but we'll favorite their family anyways. And then we should favorite this family as well, Nab's family. Oh, R.I.P. Wettin just went to war with Saba. Okay, yeah. Oh, Sigar just died, but whoever this was, Robo, is still around. So we'll see what happens. It looks like they made him some kind of royalty or like ruler of a Wettin city. So, okay, year 125, we're back into fall, and oh no, is this war actually gonna happen? I kind of hope not, because we have so many favorites on both sides. Yep, it just went through. I mean, unfortunately, Larguinarch lost so much population with those rebellions that, I don't know, things are not looking too good for them. Yeah, you got a Wettin squad heading in on the, like, east over here, and then you also have one over here on the west. So they're kind of getting attacked by several angles right now. Wait, actually, I think they were able to fend him off. Oh yeah, they actually took Wettin's like home colony over. Oh no, Nav just died. Dang, I feel like all of our favorites are dropping like flies. Larguinarch is down to a 150, Wettin's down to 370, so they have done kind of a number on them. But looks like they're about to lose another colony, and things just got a lot worse. They just split into like 3 new empires, Kedoro, Boso, and Awold. So unless they can come to some kind of treaty, I think that they're dead. And yep, there's another one, and there goes their last colony. All right, well, that definitely escalated quickly. I love that this kingdom is just called Bozo. Let's see what they got going on. Who's their king? Okay, their leader is a 10-year-old. So we'll go ahead and give him a star. Oh yeah, Robo's still alive. And let's favorite his family too, assuming he has one. Votpitch. So far it's just him, so that'll actually be kind of fun to watch. Year 150, we're back into winter. Looks like Hitron and Kedoro were able to kind of get out of this spot. I was worried that they were just going to be stuck, but they got a couple new colonies over here. Bozo has expanded more to the east, and then Wettin just claimed this little peninsula over here. The new king of Wettin is named Duick, and he's a pacifist, interesting enough. I think after that war, they probably just replaced their last king with a pacifist, because like half their population died fighting Larguinarch. Am I crazy? Didn't God just not have any family, and now they somehow do? They have a parent, they have siblings. Where did all of this come from? But they just had a child named Goro, and they're also pregnant with another child. Oh, is that what the hearts mean? Year 175, and I think Wettin is getting their first rebellion. New kingdom is called Battle Mine. Yeah, things are not looking great. Let's look at the numbers. Yeah, we got 557 versus 316. Though the armies are similar. Dang, this keeps happening. The rebellions are never big enough to like actually survive. In other news, Duick and Robo just died, and Robo apparently didn't have any surviving family, so his line is just gone. Oh wait, no, this might turn around actually. Bozo just joined in the fight against Wettin, and they're like almost the same population. We'll just have to watch this go down. We're currently watching Sarah, who is apparently just the slowest person in this whole army. Sarah, what are you doing? Do you see how everyone else is going to the front lines except for you? Oh, Awold is in this too? Crap, they're so done for. Let's actually watch Awold's army because I feel like they're being a lot more aggressive. That's another colony down. Sorry, I keep zooming in, zooming out. There's just so much going on, like so quick. This guy's name is Theoden. That's actually kind of sick. Okay, this squad might just kind of get roasted. Yeah, GG. But once Bozo's army arrives, I think they're done for. They got a 46 in here, and Wetten's army numbers have just dropped dramatically. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is Wetten's kind of last stand here. We have a huge squad coming in from Awold, so we'll see if they can cut through this army. Then they can definitely take this town over. Okay, that just got taken over. We got 2 more cities left. Also, the reason why Bozo and Awold are both going to war with Wetten is because they're actually part of one big alliance here, which I guess is just them two. Oh, GG. Yep, they just split into 2 new empires, and Wetten is currently getting captured. They are gone. Dang, so it's almost year 190, and we already lost our 2, like, OG empires. Now it's just a ton of small ones. So we'll have to figure out which ones we actually want to follow. Awold is starting to look pretty interesting. They gained a ton of land off of that whole fight. So we'll definitely give them a star. Kadoro will definitely favorite, and Bozo. I'm really liking Bozo. On top of all that, pretty much all of our favorite families got wiped out. It's just Karich, which is just Goro and Nab, and then all of their kids here. But you know what? Let's just give them all a star. Why not? I want to keep track of them. So yeah, several of them immigrated to this new Kadoro colony. They're kind of starting that up. And then everyone's just kind of continuing to expand east. Year 200, we're back into fall. This little kingdom is about to just get pooped on. No, Nab just got killed by a man named P. How embarrassing. And the first kingdom has made it to Hawaii. Dararald, that's one of the offshoots of Wetten. So that's pretty cool. I'm curious to see if this new settlement will actually survive. So far, I don't think things are going super well for them. Also, by the way, I do know Hawaii is like way farther out than this. I just always feel bad because I feel like Hawaii always gets neglected in all like the like America videos. Currently, we have 2 alliances. We got Legion of Noses and our alliance. Legion of Noses is the same 2 empires, and then our alliance is Teowield and Dedarald. That actually sucks because they just went to war with each other. Awold and Bozo are just bullying all these small empires. Year 225, back into winter. So currently we got 2 wars going on. We got Brunamost and Kadoro versus Styweld, and then Styweld also just went to war with Iroquois, which is currently the like Hawaiian kingdom. So suffice to say, I think Styweld is probably gonna get killed. Kadoro did just have a rebellion, Thygund, but unfortunately that will not save Styweld. Nothing will save them now. Crap, the Karich family just lost a ton of people. I want to see if they even still exist. No, dang, it's like not even worth it to try and follow the families. They just die off so quick. Though we still have Kozo, which I thought was part of that family, but maybe he still is. Maybe it's just because like all of his family members got killed off. He's just a lone wolf now. I guess we'll favorite his family. He is part of Vofco. Just watch them all get killed in like 30 seconds. Year 250, Thygund is gone. Legion of Noses got dissolved, and then a ton of new kingdoms just founded. Unfortunately, Bozo split off into a ton of new kingdoms, so they could potentially get wiped out, which makes me a little bit sad. I'll never forget you, Bozo. Wait, things might have just taken a turn here. This kingdom just had a rebellion, so now Bozo's only enemy has about the same population as them. We'll see. I mean, if they can defeat this army, I think they're gonna be set. So hard to see with all these dang trees, but I think Bozo is pulling ahead. I only see a couple, whatever their name is, soldiers here. Okay, I don't know what just happened. Awold just split into a bunch of new kingdoms, just a ridiculous amount of new kingdoms. But on the bright side, Bozo just won that war. And yeah, Awold is just straight up out now. That happened way too quick. So I guess Kadoro is now like the leading empire of this world. Okay, a couple new wars here. Kadoro is going to war with Aelfricheld. But honestly, who cares about them? The only thing I really care about is the fact that Kadoro could actually end up taking this new colony down here, because otherwise Kadoro's just going to be stuck in this spot for the whole game. and I feel like they'll probably die off eventually. And oh yeah, they just took it. Cadoro is officially free. We also got a couple new colonies from some of these smaller kingdoms. They've just about made it out of Canada because this is Washington right here, right? So they're almost there. Okay, year 300, population is up to almost 4,000, and there's like a few wars going on. Well, actually, there's only one war going on. It's just everyone against this poor kingdom called Barano. What did they do to deserve this? Yeah, it's just this tiny little kingdom right here. Yeah, you know what it is? It's this huge alliance, a Court of Divine, which just has pretty much everyone in it. So I guess that makes sense. But what is cool about this alliance is all of our favorites are in it. We got Sog, we got Sabo, Ga Dynasty. No, but for real, Bozo and Cadoro are both in this alliance. So we got them teaming up. And this is, I don't think this is going to be an easy alliance to take down. We also have our Conclave, which has that Hawaiian Empire in it. And then Dragon League, which has nobody we care about. There's also a lot of new colonies on Hawaii now. So I think this kingdom is called Baboro, but this down here is Cadoro actually. So I am kind of hoping that they use this as like a landing point, and then they can go over to like California and Mexico, start getting some land down here. It's just funny how many ships we have going everywhere, and they haven't thought to just drop some guys off and start a new colony somewhere. Year 340, we got a ton of new kingdoms. I think we have, let's see, 43 kingdoms total at this point. But none of our favorites, I don't think, have really died. Cadoro's still here. Bozo's still chilling. Sog is still here, though I think a humongous war just started. Yeah, between a Court of Divine and Dragon League, though I think a Court of Divine is a little bit better off. They have less kingdoms, but all their kingdoms are a lot stronger. And then there's also a war between these two, which again, we do not care about. Which is a bummer because I was kind of keeping my eye on Bababa because they've just really made a point to like expand. You can see they've got colonies like all lined up all the way down to like the coast here. Wait, crap, something just happened. Oh, that alliance I think dissolved. So yeah, Bababa is screwed. I'm not sure if they split off into a bunch of new kingdoms or if they got captured, but yeah, they lost like all of their other cities. Dang, they got tons of resources too. This is gonna be a great win for Cadoro. Yeah, just 9 population left. I think it's just a matter of like hunting everyone down at this point. 3, 2, 1. I actually like kind of got that. Yeah, Bababa is out. That war's over. Yeah, we got tons of kingdoms just flooding into the west coast here. Banyo Empire, that's great. Let's give them a star. Yeah, with how like crowded this is, it's gonna be really hard for kingdoms to get out of this like spot. Yeah, Cadoro, the farthest that they've gotten is they obviously do have the Hawaii colony, which will be good. They also have a colony kind of mixed up in everyone in this spot. Sog is not doing too bad though. They're kind of leading the pack going east. Still just kind of sticking to Canada, but whatever. Oh crap, the entire world is going to war. Our conclave is going after a Court of Divine. So assuming a Court of Divine can't beat the odds, this could be the end of an era here. But so far a court is doing really well up here in the north. They kind of like surrounded all these smaller kingdoms up here, so they're taking them out one at a time. But I am worried about Bozo. They're down to 144. I feel like their city over here is in a terrible spot. Well, I mean, maybe no. That is a terrible spot. There's just absolutely surrounded. This colony down here is also not in a great spot. Wait, a Court of Divine just passed up our conclave. They've been able to really do super well over here on the west, but in the east, they're definitely kind of losing ground. Bozo is still alive, but barely. I think this is their last town here. Cord is taking the peninsula over. Okay. They have all this land over here, but again, all these towns over here in the east are all cut off. Crab, what are you doing? Okay, who wants to bet that they're about to declare war on Divine? I feel like they're totally going to. Ragoka, is that part of... Nope, they declared war on a whole different alliance. Great Wills. Honestly, I'm very okay with all these wars starting because we just have too many kingdoms. We need to thin the herd a little bit, I think. As long as they don't touch my boy Bozo, this is totally fine with me. Year 370, a Court of Divine managed to pull ahead, and that war actually ended. They ended up just being able to hold these eastern colonies. So our conclave just couldn't get any land, and eventually they just gave up. like the losers that they are. This new alliance, Dragon League, has become a pretty good contender. They're up to almost 1,000 population. There is like a small war going on with them right now, but I think it's against like one of these really small alliances. Yeah, I guess the Crab Pact. Apparently Hawaii just split into a bunch of new kingdoms, but Yuricord still staying strong. Very surprised that they have survived as long as they have. They still have not constructed like a single building. They just have been collecting tons of resources for like no reason. Kadoro continues to be a huge world power at almost 700 population. Literally nobody even comes close to that. Sog is number 2 with 260. Then you got Guhun, and everyone else. Yeah, that just shows how many like rebellions we've had. But my goats, Banyo Empire, still in the game, still killing it down here. And I think they still just have one colony. Almost year 380 and the whole world is on fire. Oh, poor Nasasa, are they gonna be able to put this out in time? Literally their entire kingdom is just being engulfed in flames. Let's fast forward a little bit. I'm actually really curious if they're gonna survive this. Crap, yeah, it's literally burning everything down. I am happy to see a Court of Divine has really spread themselves out, assuming that these colonies don't just get burnt down. Biggest alliance is still a Court of Divine, with about 1,600 population, followed by Dragon League, Steel Wills, Archonclave, and Crab Pact. So I think at this point, I'll probably mostly just pay attention to the alliances, just because we really just have too many kingdoms. Okay, finally someone did this. I don't know why it took so long, but our conclave now has a little settlement down here all the way in Mexico. They went pretty far, and we just entered into winter. Not super realistic for Mexico to be freezing over, but you know what, whatever. Sog, I think, just made a very bad choice. They split off from Steel Wills, and as you'd guess, they are just getting pooped on. RIP to a legend. It has been a very eventful last few years. Court of Divine had a big rebellion as Aswait, which they're still dealing with. And then Dragon League is trying to get rid of Crab Pact. On top of that, Steel Wills is trying to knock out our conclave right now. I think they only occupy this spot over here, and then they also have Hawaii. Also, we have not looked at religions in a long time, but in case you're wondering, SAD is currently the #1 religion by a long shot, which honestly probably explains a lot of what's happening in this world right now. Year 430, world population is up to 6,000, and our conclave has been banished to Hawaii. Honestly, there's much worse places to be banished to. On top of that, Dragon League is huge now. They're up to 1,700. They also just went to war with Steel Wills, which should be interesting. They're both not too far off from each other. Also, you know what I just remembered that is probably affecting this game a lot is that I don't think humans by default can build in the desert. So I'm trying to remember, there is a way for us to fix that. I think it's actually in subspecies tab. Yeah, because there's the permafrost adaptation. So let's try and find the other ones. Yeah, we'll just add all of these, I guess. And yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I was wondering why they were all kind of conveniently avoiding the desert, but that's gonna really change this game. Poop, I guess that little town down here ended up getting destroyed. Year 450, Steel Wills has been pushed just to this small part of northern Canada. Though, is this them? Are they about to actually take a city back? No, they're not. I forget if I mentioned this before, but a Court of Divine joined in the fight, so now it's just literally everyone against Steel Wills. I'm actually gonna cheat this a little bit and cut down some of these trees. They'll grow back. It'll be fine, but I actually want to watch. But I actually want to be able to see what's going on. All right, let's find the biggest army we can. We'll follow this 36, which is... Okay, that's one city down. I think there's just a few stragglers they're trying to knock out. Okay, on to the next. What is this Yellow Kingdom? I don't think they have any army left. This is just the citizens trying to fend them off. And we just keep switching. I'm surprised they haven't taken this town yet. Oh crap, is that it? Steel Wills was dissolved. But you know what? You gotta respect it. They called themselves Steel Wills, and I'd say they lived up to their name. There was never any attempt to try and make a treaty or end the war. They stuck to their guns. Well, definitely didn't see this coming. Court of Divine just went to war with Dragon League. We'll have to see how this goes, but
it might be Judgment Day for a Court of Divine.
I feel like they're a little bit too spread out to where I don't think they have a chance. All of these isolated little towns here are getting captured Super easy. The only town that I have faith will maybe survive is this little one on Hawaii. Okay, year 480. Besides that one little Hawaiian town, a Court of Divine has completely been pushed out of like North America just into Alaska. Yeah, unfortunately our favorite kingdoms, Bozo and Kadoro, are probably gonna like die in this fight, but they did have a good run. I mean, Kadoro, they lasted 350 years. That's actually kind of crazy. Bozo has been around for the same amount of time. Yeah, I have to double check, but I'm pretty sure they're the oldest kingdoms. Yeah, Kadoro, Bozo, followed by Iroquois. Are they still on Hawaii, Iroquois? Okay, that's actually sick. They've been here for like forever. Good old Iroquois. I still have no idea what they're like eating. R.I.P. Kadoro. And then Bozo is probably next. And you know what? Let's clear these trees out. I know it's cheating, but I just want to see what's going on. They're coming under capture, and there goes Bozo. Okay, at Court of Divine, they just got a couple little towns left. Let's just, maybe we'll follow this army up here. I still don't know how, but people keep getting bubble shields. I guess it's probably just a trait or something, but this is their, like, king. Oh, look at him just hauling. Well, I mean, good for him. He totally, like, got out of that whole fight there. All right, this is it. This is the big boy invasion. So just one little town left. Let's find someone to follow. You, sir. Gemelm. So Gemelm, all you gotta do is just kill an army of 500, and then a Court of Divine is saved. Easy peasy. Just some random child just decided to run through an enemy base, and this may just be the end of the war. Yep, Court of Divine is out. And technically one of the kingdoms escaped death, at least for now, Bago, but I think, yeah, Dragon League is still at war with them, so they might be done for. Year 500, Dragon League decided to spare Bago. Okay, we're gonna stop at year 500, but I do want to continue the series and go till 1,000, because technically they've only colonized half of North America, and we have to see them get to Florida, obviously. But I think for next video, I'll probably just turn off rebellions, and we'll just fight with all the kingdoms we have left. Because we do have a lot of kingdoms, and it's kind of hard to keep track of them. So it would be nice if we committed to just not having like 100 kingdoms. But on that note, we're only ending with 3 different alliances. Dragon League obviously being the biggest by far with 4,500 population, 1,100 army, and just like controlling the entire world. Followed by our Legion, which is actually a decent sized alliance. Almost 800 population, 250 army, and then our Conclave, I believe, is still just on Hawaii. Yeah, they just have most of Hawaii except for Bagos. World population is ending at like 6,300, and we've had 50,000 deaths since this game started. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.